Giannis is a freak of nature, but it can get freakier. The NBA really be like that. It's a league where conventional training only gets you so far. Just ask Ja Morant. He's the same maniac who did this. But he couldn't even dunk in his freshman year of high school. Derrick Rose became the youngest MVP ever doing stuff like this, but he wouldn't have lasted in the NBA without a fake basketball. In the most competitive league in the world, being the best is a lease and you have to pay rent every day. As LeBron always says, greatness is earned, not given. For example, Steph Curry can't match Ja's athleticism, but his dead-eye shooting ability makes it impossible to pick Ja over him. The man attracts fans to show up 2 hours early just to watch him warm up. The one thing that all these guys have in common is that they work day and night to perfect their craft, and it shows. But these men didn't just use your basic, boring training routines. They did things you wouldn't even expect. Stuff like practicing while drunk, swimming in shark-infested waters, and putting basketballs in plastic. We'll start with Ja Truth. While Morant looks like he is jumping off a trampoline half the time, he didn't always have that ridiculous bounce. When Morant's dad looked at the skinny teenager who couldn't dunk, he realized he would need a major upgrade in the athleticism department. So he pulled out a tractor tire, set it up in the backyard, and had Ja jump on it 800 to 900 times a day. I can't even make a motion to feed my face 900 times per day, and Ja was out there jumping off and on tractor tires all damn day. And to quote Morant's dad, after that, the bounce got crazy. Just ask Kevin Love. Derrick Rose had the opposite problem as Morant. Rose was always freakishly athletic, but several heartbreaking injuries robbed him of his otherworldly bounce. To keep up with the three-point crazy league, Rose began working out with a specially made 4.5-pound ball. For reference, a regular NBA basketball weighs just under 1.5 pounds. Rose shot for hours with the weight ball, keeping it around constantly. At the start of the 2018 season, Rose shot under 30% from three for his career. He finished the season shooting 37% from deep. Teammates joked about the weird-looking ball, but it was tough to argue with the results. Rose stands by it, claiming, "If I didn't have that ball, I wouldn't be in the league right now." And Rose isn't the only one who used a weighted ball. Steph Curry stays on his toes by dribbling two balls at the same time, but one is significantly heavier than the other. If you think synchronized dribbling is hard as it is, it becomes infinitely harder when one ball requires 5 times more pressure just to bounce it off the floor. Still, this isn't enough for Curry. He dons high-tech goggles that disorient him with strobing lights, partially obscuring his vision while he works on catching a tennis ball and keeping his dribble. Basically, Curry practices while pretending he's drunk. Sign me up! Kyrie Irving was just fine with the normally weighted ball, but he needed to change it up to perfect his dribbling. In order to lessen the grip and make dribbling harder and more unpredictable, Irving put the ball in a plastic bag. He struggled with it at first, but now it looks like Irving has the ball on a string whenever he steps on the court. For specimens like Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, training had to be specialized. There have been plenty of near 7-footers in the NBA, but few have crafted deadly jump shots like Dirk and KD. As you can imagine, the two unicorns had to go off script to reinvent their games. Between one-legged set shots, deep squats that lead into free throws, and whatever this is. Or whatever this is. Again, it looks pretty funny, but if you're gonna win a few rings, nobody's gonna knock you. But NBA players are creative and don't always need a basketball to train for basketball. Kyle Korver and Joakim Noah showed us all how to switch it up. In his playing days, Noah would go for a swim, but use weights to hold him underwater to swim entire laps in one breath. Noah took surfer Laird Hamilton as his training partner, and the two would alternate his weighted swims with surf trips on the West Coast. The Frenchman claims the water training greatly increased his endurance and lung capacity. Korver trained similarly, but one-upped Noah's intensity level, which you wouldn't think was possible. As a member of the Hawks, Korver ran a 5K with his friends, which is nothing crazy. But when you realize that the 5K was underwater in the shark-infested Pacific Ocean, you begin to question Korver's sanity. The sharpshooter took a group and ran along the ocean floor with the help of weighted rocks until they completed the full distance. Sounds crazy, but Korver insists doing things like this have been key to his longevity in the league. Even as one of the oldest members of the NBA, it doesn't seem wild to imagine Korver knocking down jumpers until he's past 40. You can get plenty of training advice by just YouTubing basketball drills, but it won't be nearly as fun as training with these guys. Maybe it's time to hit the beach with Korver the next time you're trying to perfect that three-point form. Just watch out for those great whites.